ang inyong tulay sa himpapawid ng serbisyo publiko. Ang Presidential Broadcast Service, Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko.
Kinilala ng pang-international at prestigyosong Asia Pacific Broadcasting Plus Awards 2025 para sa kategorya ng Government Streaming. Ito ay dahil sa epektibo nitong pagsasanib ng mga tradisyonal na media tulad ng telebisyon, radyo at print para masabayan ang mabilis na pag-inog ng mundo ng digital at social media tungo sa mas epektibong paghahatid ng mahahalaga at napapanahong mga impormasyon sa mamamayang Pilipino. Kinilala rin ang Radyo Pilipinas dahil sa patuloy na pag-akyat ng rating. Ngayon ay matatag sa pang-4 na pwesto sa Mega Manila ayon sa pinakahuling Nielsen Radio Audience Measurement Survey. At sa social media, nakamit ang mahigit 2,000% pagtaas ng bilang ng mga sumusubaybay sa Radyo Pilipinas page sa unang bahagi ng 2025. Patunay ito na ang inyong Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko ay tunay na kaagapay ng inyong pamahalaan sa paghahatid ng serbisyo sa mga mamamayang Pilipino. Mula sa aming lahat, sa ngalan ng inyong pamunuan at mga kawani ng Presidential Broadcast Service, kasama ang inyong mga himpilan ng Radyo Pilipinas sa buong kapuluan, Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, sa inyong pagtangkilik at pagkilala.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko.
Yes, mga igala, mga adlaw ka na ito talanaw. Welcome din sa itong mananggupan sa itong tulumanong tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas. Kauban ninyo, Armando Finiquito, mga igala. Yes, mga igala. Dagang may karon. Thank God it's Friday. No, kay kuha na nila day off nila nga, pero di ko masadyod ko, no? We should masadyod ko Friday na mga igala. It's because we should thank God every day, mga igala, sa mga blessings ngayong ihatag sa ato, no? Wala lang kung mag-Bible kasi maparehas ko itong pikastasyon, mga igala. Sige Biblia niya. Pag bastos kayo mga topic, tapos kon kayong topic, no? Nagamit ni mong Biblia para pang-premise nga maayo kang tao. Pag baot kag batasan, pag-abot sa as you go, not my type. Bita, mga igala. Anyways, mga igala, no? Uban kita, mga igala, natong tambayan, no? Ang ato mga isgutanan, mga igala. Especially sa itong palibot, mga igala, no? So, anyways, mga igala, no? Diretso na ta, mga igala. Wag na tayo magpaligoy-ligoy pa! Charing. Bita, mga igala. Kagahapong adlaw, mga igala, no? Ato ang ang anibersaryo, no? Ika-19 anibersaryo. Well, bata pa ko, mga igala. I think, okay, aminan ako, dugay ko na akong mag-high school, mga igala, no? So, isa ko sa mga pioneer sa K-12, mga igala. No, kay 2006, third year high school na ko, no? While ang other, second year college na, no? Sa kong kaidaran. No, matama lagi. Mga third year high school ko, mga igala. No, nga na kuan ng, natukod ng Eastern Mindanao Command, mga igala, no? Gikan sa kuan siya, mga igala, no? Kay tungod ang Mindanao, mga igala, dako na mo kayo, no? So di na makaya sa isa lang ka Southern Command, mga igala, o Southcom. Mo na siya sa una, mga igala, no? Tama ba ko? Southcom. Lagi. So karon, mga igala, gitunga na nila kay ang West, mga igala, ginatubang nila is mga extremists, mga igala. Then po dere sa eastern part is ang mga communist, no? So lisod kayo kanon kung tungaon nga kung iisahon lang gyapon nila. So ang ilang gikuan ang ilang gibuhat karon gibuhatan lang command dinhi tapos na yung mga kanya-kanya mga divisions, no, para may mututok mga higala no sa tuang may mututok sa sa eastern part. Well, communist gid mga higala diri kung mga dahang komunista diri sa unang panahon mga higala. O tapos dito sa west part mga higala na gamay nga communist mga higala. Pero kasagaran ito extremists. Mo na nga mga higala nung danganong gi tunga na siya in 2006 mo na pagkatukod sa Eastern Mindanao Command mga higala. So dagan-dagan na po og mga accomplishments, no, and dili pud basta-basta giagian pud sa tuang Eastern Mindanao Command mga higala, no, kay sa una grabe kabaga ang NPA diri karon mga higala, pila na lang sila kabuk mga higala. Gamay na lang kaayo, no, mga pila na lang kaya ganito. Base sa ilang kwan kagahapon, na lang sa kwan lang NPA karon mga higala. Tulo na lang, no, pero dismantle naman vertical unit katong Jaguar. Na kwan naman to, na dismantle na to siya mga higala. So pero sa kwarta din mga higala, no, katong Jaguar sa 10th ID dito mga higala, namatidwa ka na division diri mga higala, no, tulo na din karon mga higala na division mga natay duha division niya 4th ID nga nagtutok dito sa northern Mindanao, sa northern central Mindanao mga higala, pinaka-Candy Oro. Tapos ang 10th ID, no, nga nakatutok din higamay sa kwan mga higala, whole Davao region mga higala, and kwan, no, pipila ka mga lugar sa Caraga, Bukidnon, Soksarjan area like Makilaalay, Cotabato province, ay portion diha, no, o guban pa. So grabe kay NPA din sa karon mga higala. Ang tibok 10th operational area sa 10th Infantry Division wala na NPA, no. So ang problema lang katulad mga kwan like Surigao, Cagayan, dito sa may Cagayan de Oro, dili sa may atong Northern Bukidnon, no, mo wala lang tay problema mga higala, no. So isa sa mga kwan pod karon mga higala, no, isa gid sa mga kwan katong pagkwan jud na pag-shift gyud sa kwan, no, nga walay peace talks diretso ta sa ground, no, mo to National Task Force in Ending Local Communist and Armed Conflict, no, nga diretso ang kwan mga higala, no, pagsulbad sa mga problema mga higala, no. So mao gud isa sa mga kwan. Anyways mga higala, ta maglangan ato anong paminawon mga higala, no, kuno kasamtangan commander sa Eastern Mindanao Command Mayor lain mga higala, no, Lieutenant General Luis Rex Bergante mga higala. Paminaw na to.
Command's 19th founding anniversary with renewed pride, enthusiasm, and gratitude. I thank all of you for being here today. As we celebrate this milestone, we reaffirm our commitment to our sworn duty of protecting our borders, ensuring the safety of our people, and safeguarding our sovereignty and territorial integrity. Thus, in the presence of our Senior Undersecretary, I am proud to report to the nation our victories through collective efforts to defeat the communist insurgents and promote lasting peace, inclusive progress, and enduring stability in the region. These accomplishments covers the past 12 months. The aggressive implementation of our campaign plan has seen significant progress with the neutralization of 23 high-valued individuals. One critical turning point was the neutralization of Mirna Solarte, aka Maria Malaya, the most senior leader of Commission Mindanao and a key member of the Political Bureau of the Communist Party of the Philippines. I can still remember it was during my time here as the 1001st Brigade Commander in 2020 when we were able to completely dismantle Guerrilla Front 33, leaving 0 remnants. Early this month, we have finally captured the last 8 New People's Army in Davao region. Also a first in 0 NPA, 0 firearms at the regional level. It is also noteworthy to mention that one of the two decisive engagements of the AFP in 2024 happened in our area. In this operation, we neutralized 22 CNTs and confiscated 31 firearms in Caraga region. Recently, our successive joint operations in Bukidnon led to the decisive victories with 6 CNTs neutralized and 8 firearms recovered. In all, through our sustained focused military operations, we have successfully neutralized 894 CTG personalities and recovered 498 firearms in 82 encounters. Reducing the risk of future violence by crippling enemy forces and causing a measurable decline in the operational capability of the remaining threat groups. These combined efforts led to the dismantling of 1 guerrilla front, 4 NPA vertical units, and 2 sub-regional committees of Commission Mindanao. With these significant wins, earlier this year, 3 municipalities in Bukidnon, namely Don Carlos, Maramag, and Kitaw-Taw, were declared insurgency-free. Equally important, the command has institutionalized its sustainment plan in insurgency-free areas to prevent resurgence. Through the integrated territorial defense system, the command has protected our communities not only against CTG influence, but also against emerging threats, ensuring a community-led defense structure. I wish to emphasize that these major successes against our enemies would not have been possible without the support of other law enforcement agencies, the initiatives of our local chief executives, stakeholders, and the continued vigilance of the communities we serve. It is but fitting that we recognize them today. Ibig ko ding kilalanin ang ating mga friends rescued na nandito ngayon. Sila ang naging katuwang natin sa proseso ng healing and reconciliation. Sila ang patuloy na humihikayat sa kanilang mga kasamahan at mga kamag-anak na nasa kabundukan pa. Naiwan na ang armadong pakikibaka. Malaking tulong ito para tudukan na ang insurhensya hindi lang dito sa Eastern Mindanao, kundi hindi pati na rin sa buong bansa. Please stand, our friends rescued. Thank you. And as we continue our sustainment plan in insurgency-cleared communities, we also continue to rally our people's patriotic spirit, calling on them to uphold our national interest and protect our borders. This is aligned with our gradual shift to external defense operations, anchored in the comprehensive archipelagic defense concept as the principal framework. With this transition, the command has activated Joint Task Force Sinaya, a unit that is focused on external security operations. It operates alongside other joint task forces that continue to pursue their ISO mission. In addition, the command has also made efforts to bring awareness, understanding, and appreciation of our government's initiative aimed at protecting our interests in our territorial seas amid external aggressions. We have reinforced the importance of supporting one another as we continue to advocate for our nation's maritime interests within our borders. In order to prepare for such threats and strengthen our operational readiness in securing our maritime domain, we also facilitated several joint exercises with our partners, including bilateral trainings, maritime interagency, reserve force joint training, the Philippine Army and Australian Army Kasangga, and the Philippines-Indonesia Coordinated Patrol. In support of maritime law enforcement operations, the command confiscated smuggled goods with an estimated total value of 263 million pesos. The command has also made significant gains in sharpening our maritime defense posture with the conduct of 5,074 steaming hours for maritime patrols and 2,392 hours for air operations, strengthening surveillance of our vital sea lanes and airspace. This enhanced presence is part of the command's larger effort to deter aggressions, anticipate threats, and employ rapid response and safeguard the nation's territorial waters. In the area of humanitarian assistance and disaster response, the command's record remained solid. Our HADR teams were immediately deployed for quick response in rescue and recovery efforts in recent disasters, saving the lives of our distressed, stranded, and displaced citizens, and supporting their recovery. Let me now talk about our national development efforts. The command was instrumental in ensuring peace and security in the 2025 national and local elections. With improved coordination, planning, and security coverage, elections in our joint operational area were conducted peacefully, safely, and credibly. We applaud these major milestones, all in the name of service. Service that has proven time and again that the ISMINCOM is reliable, trustworthy, and always ready. All these victories were only possible because we worked together as a team, guided by the able leadership of our commanders. May I especially mention our major OPCOM commanders who have been instrumental in achieving these milestones. Please stand. Commander of Joint Task Force Aguila, Major General Alan Hambala. Commander Joint Task Force Diamond, Major General Michel Anayron Jr. Wing Commander, Tactical Operations Wing, Eastern Mindanao, Brigadier General Jerome Birillo. Commander, Joint Task Force Sinaya, Rear Admiral Constancio Arturo Reyes Jr. And Commander 52nd Engineer Brigade, Brigadier General Jose Eduardo de Buol. Indeed, we have recorded many wins, victories we could not have done without collaboration. And there are many others who have made our success possible. At the heart of everything we do are the people who have supported us. I give my utmost respect, admiration, and gratitude to our leaders, headed by our Commander-in-Chief, AFP, our President, His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. We would also like to express our gratitude to the Secretary of National Defense, the Honorable Gilberto Choduro Jr., and the AFP Chief of Staff, General Romeo Bauner Jr., continue to support and give us proper guidance. We would also like to recognize all our former commanders who laid the groundwork and paved the way for all the milestones we have achieved. We salute all of you. The same gratitude goes to our local chief executives. Thank you for their steadfast support in the overall accomplishment of our mission. While we are here celebrating this anniversary, 17 brigade, battalion, and company-size operations are still ongoing, relentlessly pursuing the enemy, manning our remote post in the hinterlands. Let me also pause to recognize our brothers in arms who paid the ultimate sacrifice in our missions. We carry on with our battle with renewed spirits and inspiration from our fallen heroes. We will always honor their sacrifice by doing our sworn duty with utmost courage and dedication. We have made strides and scored many victories, and our journey to lasting peace continues. As we turn another year, know that your Isminkum stands ready to answer the call of duty. In the midst of ever-evolving security challenges, we are ready to respond swiftly, with courage and firm resolve, in defense of our sovereignty, in honor of our flag, and in the service of our people. The theme for this year's anniversary is Minkom at 19, beating yesterday, defending today, and securing tomorrow, reflects our commitment to adapt to the evolving landscape of modern warfare, adapting new technologies and leading with innovative strategies. As our priorities shift due to evolving threats, there is no doubt that we can only give our undivided focus on external security operations if we maintain our internal peace and stability. Indeed, if we have peace within, we can effectively defend our borders. Makakaasa po kayo na gagampanan namin ang aming tungkulin ng buong galing, tapang, takas at maging ang aming buhay para tudukan ang pag-aklas ng mga komunista. Protektahan ang ating mga mamamayan at depensahan ang ating soberanya laban sa mga panganib mula sa mga pwersang panlabas para makamit ang minimiting bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat muli at maligayang ika-19 na anibersaryo.
So mga tumahingan ang pahayag ni Eastern Mindanao Commander Luis Rex Bergante mga Lieutenant General Luis Rex Bergante mga igala. So ang moto daghan og mga accomplishments mga igala, tuloy-tuloy ang mga accomplishments sa ato ang kasundaluhan diri ubos sa Eastern Mindanao Command mga igala. And ang good thing mga igala, iyag yung giilagin mga igala no mga former rebels mga igala na sila gyud ang isa sa mga katambayayong karon sa tong kasundaluhan mga igala nga i-divulge kinsa na sila i-divulge kung unsa ba gina dapat o kinsa gina mga nadala sulod sa kalihukan katong mga na sila mga legal fronts okay, pero dili walay ma-recruit na sa pagkakaroon so daghang salamat po sa mga former rebels nga mingkuan gyapon padayon nagisuporta sa tuong gobyerno mga igala dako kayong tabang na mga igala nga para wala naging mga kabataan nga ma-recruit ang NPA mga igala. Okay, umgi mapananggira mga igala wag maayong mahatod aning gira gid mga igala. Kinabuhi ray makalas mga igala Yan na lang. So, happy 19th anniversary Eastern Mindanao Command belated na kay kagahapon man. So happy 19th anniversary Eastern Mindanao Command. Anyways, mga igala, balik kita man lang sa importante pa inumdum ni nga to si Bianan. Yes, mga igala, balik kita dali sa tumanagupan sa tutuluman ng usapang tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas Kauban ni Armando Fenekita mga igala. Okay kay mga igala kumusta ka karon hindi pang ulan na ba inyong lugar diha unta di pa gid magulan gid mga igala. Although gahapon dagom-dagom mga igala pero kabantay karon nagulan ba gahapon pero feel ako na nagtaligsi kagahapon late mo ko ni uli good kay kuan wala gyud katipid sa kuryente. Pita mga katambayan katong sa ganito katong Tuesday mga igala kilusad sa atong Department of Tourism ang kalinga tawag atong Davao Adventure Challenge season 2 na mga igala para sa na dugang mga attraction mga igala and dito po gi-reveal po ni DOT Regional Director Tanya Rabatan mga igala ang mga bagong sites unsa ba mga kuan unsa ba nga mga bagong mga adventure na pwedeng ma-experience mga igala sa tuang mga turista nga buot mahimong buot makuha ang titulong ultimate conqueror mga higala, no? 500 points. May una ka ultimate conqueror na mga higala. But anyways, mga higala, yata maglangan mga higala nang dinhita sa aspeto sa atuang mga local government units kung sa ba kadakong tabang ni or sa ba ang mahatod ani sa ilahang mga tagsa-tagsa ka mga lokalidad. No, ato paminawon mga higala, no? Mga tourism officers gikan sa Mati City, Banay-Banay, Santa Cruz, Matanao o Island Garden City of Samal, no, alang ni no kauban nila mga higala, no, si DOT 11 Regional Director Tanya Rabatan. Paminaw na to.
Participation for season 2 and actually 4 destinations ang among di-enroll. 3 destinations lang ang nasunod for now kay i-validate pa ata sa DOT, no, ang isa ka destination ako. 2 destinations is a community-based tourism initiated by the Kagan Indigenous Cultural Communities na mga overall dato sa dato in the Bukid. And ginamanage and supervise na siya sa ato ang Municipal Tribal Council. So rama lang tayo mga tour operators. Ang gusto na sa mga guests na nag-aato dito, organize sila sa mga tour organizers from Davao City, Tagum City, Panabo, and then pinadala nila dito sa sites. So as of now, naatay sundungan ng peak 40 points, kagamit ang peak and diaphragm and adventure. And we are hoping na ang isa ka destination na mo ma-approve and for the coming years, napagod na explore po ng mga sites and destinations, and we hope to enroll po na mo sa mga coming season sa ito ang Davao Adventure Challenge.
Other po sana.
Ang auto. As for Mati, na mi isa di enroll karon, I think kung dili mo maka-adto og Mount Hamigitan, mura ni siya little Mount Hamigitan, no? So you have my pitcher plant, my pygmy, and then may river crossing, may waterfalls, and then on top of that peak, makita nimo ang one of the world's most beautiful bay, ang Puhada Bay, no? And fronting ang Puhada Island. So we would like to introduce that kung ma-validate na sa DOT. Tinitaran Peak, that's Tinitaran Peak. I think it's big, big height lang siya. No? And Kadti area, so mas probably ang mag-manage sa area ang mga IPs. No? So that's our goal ng among IP, ma-recognize na mo o ma-empower na mo sa kanang area. No?
Some of our, we always love to add another sites as much as possible. Gusto lang, why not? If makuha ni mong ultimate conqueror sa isa lang ka munisipyo, okay kayo na. But there are parameters, there are requirements. We do not enroll sites na walay clearance from the family. We do not enroll sites na walay memorandum of agreement with the indigenous people's community. And third is we do not enroll sites if there's a question mark in terms of peace and order. It's the only thing that we have to consider. So for now, we have 5 sites, the total of 260 points. So kung matong Santa Cruz, you already have 260 points. You only need 240 na lang to be an ultimate conqueror. I think that's enough for us. And maybe next year, we'll add some more if ever we will be given a chance with the DOT.
For Matanao is known to have 60 plus caves. So we started with our Sugon Cave last year for season 1. And then thankfully, I think ma-approve naman yung aming second cave, si Pingesol. We added yung aming peak kasi Matanao. When you go to Matanao, you will feel like you're in Bohol or in New Zealand. Sa maganda yung kanyang mga mountain ranges po. So we have now 3 sites, but in season 3, I think may pending pa kami sa DOT. Marami pa kaming sites na maganda talaga siya to explore. Meron kaming mossy forest. So it's a very, parang rainforest siya na magandang i-explore pa doon. So I think kailangan magpunta talaga si RD and kayo din para pinupuntahan na siya ng tao but kailangan pa ng validation for POT-RD. And then we have a lot of caves pa. And regarding naman sa carrying capacity, ina-approve po yan ng DNR. Hindi kami nag-open ng cave without the assessment, the management plan, and the implementation plan na nagtitake ng parang 3 years before namin i-open ang isang cave. So Matanaw, marami kayong adventures, especially sa caving, na ilo-look forward. And we also have mga waterfalls, hindi pa lang namin ini-introduce kasi meron kaming 7 falls in Matanaw. So yun po. And for the Island Garden City of Samal, so aside from the Giant Taclobo, so nag-enroll din kami ng 3 for now. Yung Salipaan, have you heard about Vanishing Island? So yeah, and then another mga caves. Those 3 sites are subject for validation pa siya. Marami pa kaming gusto i-enroll considering na Samal is a stand-alone tourism circuit. So yet, i-explore na mo and then pag ma-validate na, we will submit. Thank you.
Kay RD naman po. RD, kung ba ang mga requirements po para ma-enroll ang isa ka spot po?
Unang-una, kailangan siya ng LGU, no? Ipa-enroll siya sa amin. And then we have to visit them, talk to the LGU, visit them, talk to the locals, yung nandoon sa site. And then it is there that and then kailangan lang may endorsement, proper endorsement talaga by the LGU. Thank you po.
Hello to RD. Because the partners in the challenge, do you have plans to attract more foreign visitors? Because we join the Adventure Challenge kasi nagpapagawa from Philippines. So we are trying to market it outside or meron na bang interest from outside the families the Adventure Challenge?
Thank you, Rudolph. Yes, it is really our hope that we will be able to attract foreign market for this program. When we went to Japan and we pitched this, we presented the Davao Adventure Challenge, we were surprised that there's also a market for adventure sa Japan, looking for adventure activities. We also saw that in other areas. So hopefully, syempre, may challenge lang sa connectivity pa natin sa ngayon. But hopefully through this program, maka-help din actually siya develop yung mga routes kasi nakikita may interest din. So yes, we do promote this not just here, domestically, but also sa international.
Do you see tweaking the if we want more foreign participants to parang i-change, may i-tweak sa concept na?
Sa ngayon, wala naman because we show it as it is, no? Ayaw natin masyadong curate, so what they see is what they get, actually. Kasi pag adventure lover ka, gusto mo yung authentic na experience. We also saw the potential also of this program that when you go to a place, it's the opportunity for our LGUs to showcase their local traditions, mga local delicacies nila. So for example, if you go to Balay-Banay, try the Kagan coffee. It's very good. Even their delicacies, ganun din. In Matanaw, masarap din yung coffee ninyo and you have yung mga loot Arabica sa Matanaw. So it's also one way of showcasing na while nandoon sila to do the activity, may potential naman also na mapakita mo din yung iba na pwede mong ma-offer in your place.
So kasi yung second tanong, yung anchor destination na other aside from, because the dock will be an anchor sa ibang mga attractions, ano po yung
like i-develop po yung culinary. Ano po yung for the LGUs, aside from yung main kuha natin, ecotourism na mga activities, ano po yung mga ating i-develop para magkakasabit siya sa main attraction ng TAC?
Maybe later I'll give a chance to the LGU, but when we started this Davao Adventure, nag-anchor talaga tayo sa Mount Apo because Mount Apo is a very well-known destination already. And we also give thanks we also commend Santa Cruz LGU kasi nandun naman yung pupunta sa kanila for the Mount Apo trekking. Talagang pinopromote nila yung Davao Adventure. And in fact, marami kami who tried other adventure activities na talagang Mount Apo lang sana, who came here to trek sa Mount Apo, nakita yung program natin, na-compare sila to join or to go as far as Kapalong just to do the caving, no? Yung sa cave, Okbot cave natin doon, and to try other activities. So, meaning yung ibang areas, they found out about through when they went to Mount Apo. And then, of course, ngayon, medyo well-known naman na yung program. So, probably pag pumupunta naman, for example, sa Subon Cave, and I'm sure the LGU also promote the Davao Adventure, so nalalaman din yun. So, it works for everyone in that sense. This program can pave the way to develop other opportunities talaga for the LGU. Even kanina, nag-uusap-usap kami for transpo, kasi especially sa far-flung barangay. So, isa sa consideration is how to get there. So, these are the things na pwede talaga natin ma-develop pa and enhance in that sense. Who would like to?
Thank you, Ardy. So, regarding the foreign arrivals who are actually participating in the challenges, it's actually very difficult for them to stay in Davao for 1 year is to complete the challenge. And we are okay with the challenger kahit if makuha nila 150, that's okay for us. We can like ito that it's still foreign arrivals. Even if isang night lang puntahan nila. For us, ako kasi yung magnet talaga ng foreign tourists. We have recorded higher arrivals of Singaporean market from Singapore. But they are not actually on the challenge anymore. Mapunta na isa, dalawa, tatlo, okay na sa kanila. For us, it's also okay. The challenge is this still favors the Pinoys. This still favors people that are already in a way. But again, it's still arrivals, whether it's in domestic, local, or foreign.
So mga tumaing gala na ang Davao Adventure Challenge Season 2 na magsugod na ang registration karong Setyembre 1 tuig 2000. By this ko mga igala sa mga dugang ko ato lang mo sa Department of Tourism Davao Region mga igala nga Facebook page no, na dito mga detalye sa maong sa maong kaning adventure mga igala no, sa tuang mga turista no. So anyways mga igala, it's Friday, it's the weekend, so chill lang sa ta no, relax sana all makarelax no, pahulay kung magpahulay no, or sa malang klase nga yung pahulay naman matulog lang ka no, something nga makarelax mo like na kay mga sports kada weekend na imong dulaon, di ba? Kanang wala ka nagdula para mo compete or ma-stress no, dula ka kay gusto lang nimo ma-relax no, mo na imong pastime no, so pwede niyo na may relaxation no, or mag-walking, mag-running ba mo sa imong kaubangero. Nasa muha, dako na ka. Bita mga kalay. Anyways, mga kalay, matay kong oras ang alam sa Tibok Persa sa DXRP Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko Davao mga kalay. Ako yung nakauban Armando Feniquito. Alang sa tambahin sa Radyo Pilipinas, hanggang sunod na usab. Daghang salamat og maayong adlaw kanatong tanan.